Trying to decide if I'm gonna play conservative or not. Fuck it. The idea of progressive overload. You need to know what you did last time so that you can do more the next time. How much weight did I do? How many reps did I do? Can I beat the weight? Can I beat the reps? What's up guys? Nick Bagley, trainer at Destination Dallas, coming at you with a pull workout today. So we're gonna take you a little bit through the warm-up portion part and then how we get into our heavy top set stuff. So my warm-up, I'll start over here in the turf area. Then we start to go over to our first movement and integrate these things in between sets so that I'm not over here just fucking around for 30 minutes flapping my arms in the air. So first I'm gonna start off on the foam roller. The main purpose of my warm-up is gonna be to get my scapula to move, because as we're doing these movements, I need those muscles around the scapula to be stable or to be able to move through the motion that I'm trying to do. So part of that is getting my spine to extend, my T-spine, my upper back. We need that to be able to extend so I can get into a proper position. So I'm gonna lay over the foam roller, take 6 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. As I breathe out, I'm just gonna kind of relax over it more, try to get a little bit more extension, try to let those muscles relax and open up a little bit. Not wanna fall asleep. So we're gonna do scapula circles. Our scapula moves up, down, forward and backward. So we wanna take that through the full range of motion so that we can get it nice and loose, ready to go. I'm gonna raise them up as high as I can. I'm gonna go forward as far as I can, down, back, and around. I'm trying to do it in the most fluid motion possible. So the next thing that happens at our arm in this is gonna be internal and external rotation of your humerus. So that bone up here, that's your humerus. It sits in the side of the scapula like this, and we need it to do this. So the way we're gonna set that up is my arms are gonna go out to the side. I'm gonna put my hands out like this, just so I have reference for what is happening. And I'm gonna bring my elbows forward just slightly. So just in front of my shoulders, and I'm gonna rotate as far in as I can. When I feel that muscle kind of stop me, I'm just gonna push into it very gently, and then go back the other direction. Rotate as far under, and I'm not getting that rotation from here. I'm getting it just from my upper arm bone moving on the side of my shoulder. And then the last one before we go over there is arm circles. So my arms are gonna go out in front of me. I'm gonna push my shoulders forward so that my scapula protracts forward. Start backwards, I'm reaching up to the ceiling, trying to let my scapula open up. Reaching back, stretching my chest out, reaching down to the floor as much as I can without punching down. When I first started doing these, my shoulders were clicking and cracking and there's all sorts of things moving around and everything, but as I've done this more consistently, I've had less of those creaks and cracks in my shoulders. I've had more mobility through my biceps. It just feels really good. Like we talked about a minute ago, we need to get the muscles of the scapula ready to either move or to stabilize in the movement. So I'm gonna take it through a range of motion with a little bit of weight here so I can get some contraction in it. So set up a cable over here, a little under chest height, and I'm just gonna do a row. I'm gonna try to let it go as far forward and as far back as possible. If you get a little bit of forward flexion, it's not that big a deal, but that is not the intent. We just wanna let the shoulders pull forward, let the shoulder blades open up. Pull back and together. We're not trying to arch. We're just trying to move that scapula as much as possible. But if there's a little bit of flexion and extension in there of the spine, it's okay. By incorporating these warm-ups into your workout, you're gonna save time, and it gives you something to do versus just kind of putz around, so you can make sure that you have enough rest period between sets. A lot of people want to kind of rush through this thing. They feel like they're not working hard enough. I would say you probably need to rest a little bit longer so that you have plenty of energy and fuel to hit your next set. So take your time with it, make sure you're feeling it work. First movement, neutral grip pull down. Pull downs is something that is done incorrectly a lot. With the neutral grip pull down, the focus is gonna be my lats. Your lat, the full range of motion is in this plane here, right? So I want to work in that plane. So I want my hand, elbow, and shoulder as lined up as possible. So they should be stacked on top of each other. And that's the same direction I'm pulling down. When I get set up, I'm not stretching all the way out. I'm not pulling down like this. I'm not arching my back. I'm going to set myself up. I'm gonna pull my shoulders down, extend at the spine, and that's where I'm gonna stay the whole time, nice and locked in. Pull my shoulders down, extend at the thoracic spine, drive the elbow. Sometimes when people do pull downs, I'll hear them say that they feel their biceps a lot while they're doing this. Instead of having it come this way where this thing pulls down, turn it the other direction so it pulls away. Because if it's pulling this way, as I'm pulling down, my bicep is gonna wanna flex that thing down, and then you end up pulling a little bit more with the bicep. So if you turn it away from you to where it's going away, you're much less inclined to pull through that bicep. So if you're doing these and you feel too much arm, try flipping it around, try it the other way, see if it helps a little bit. Shout out to Luke for that. So just taking a look at the logbook to see what weight I hit last time. You need to know what you did last time so that you can do more the next time. So looking at how much weight did I do, how many reps did I do, can I beat the weight, can I beat the reps? It's the idea of progressive overload. Barely hold the pin. So I did 3 warm-ups and 1 top set. First warm-up was like 70 or 80 pounds, really light. Did like 10 to 12, something like that. And I went 110 and 150. As that weight went up, my reps in those sets went down. So the first one's get some blood flow going. The second one, blood flow, connection. The last one, you're trying to get your nervous system ready for those really heavy weights. So you don't want to tax yourself and like run out of a bunch of energy trying to feel every weight you can. Get enough of a connection, enough of a pump, so that your muscle is ready to take the load and send it. That was 6 to 10, I got 10. So now for the back off, so I reduced about 20% and aim for 12 to 15, failure again. Ow. Pump on those if you do those right and set up right is ridiculous. It's just my entire lat's on fire. Chest supported T-bar. I like the chest supported because I don't have to worry about my lower back. I can load just a little bit better and it just feels good. We'll warm up to a top set again. Top set is 6 to 10, back off 12 to 15. Priority right now is lat development and some more detail in my traps. So do the chest supported row for thickness to kind of bring out some more detail. I was doing the overhand grip for a while. I like the inner grip actually, just the way I can drive my elbow. I feel like I can retract my scapula a little bit better. So I'm gonna go inside grip and I'm gonna keep my elbow kind of tight to the body. It's not gonna be really tight here like we'll do later, but a little more out to the side so I can get a little bit more engagement in my trap and not just my lats. Unracking and re-racking this, try to jerk it up with your arms, tear your bicep really easy, so be careful lifting it off. 10-pound jump from last time. I got 9 reps last time, so goal is 6 to 10. I think I can handle 10-pound increase. The one thing I need to be really focused on is keeping my chest in the pad, not coming up to the top like this. Keep that chest down in the pad. Towards the end, as I start to get weaker, it may happen a little bit, assuming it is what it is. Come on. That wasn't going anywhere. Just hit you. Whew. Gotta go for it. Failure means failure until you can't move that bar. That was perfect. I've been wanting to put in a dumbbell row, but I have a hernia that I've been too lazy to fix, and too much rotation causes me a lot of irritation there. What I decided to do was go with the meadows row so that I can kind of use the bar in the landmine as an external stability, so I don't have as much rotation. And the way I set my hips up, it'll keep me from rotating as much. Still get a kind of similar movement, and I can actually pull it a little lower so I can get a little bit more lat. Probably just do one warm-up set. This is a new exercise in my rotation, so I don't have any previous numbers. So this will be setting the numbers to progress from here. So grab the end of the barbell, and when I stand, I'm gonna be stagger stance. And when I stand up, I want that arm to be right under my hip, and I'm just gonna pull straight back, just like that. Keeping my hip still so I'm not doing this, keeping myself engaged, shoulder is depressed, and I'm not letting it go relaxed. I'm keeping it engaged, getting a stretch in the lat, and rolling up. Really good contraction on those, especially in that lower part of the lat. Weight stays the same. One more set. We're going to pull downs, and that'll be the end of it. We're gonna finish off with a different variation of pulldowns. You'll typically hear these called wide grip lat pulldowns. It's not really your lat, it's doing the main moving. This is what your lat does, this plane of motion. So if your elbow deviates out from that in any angle, other muscles are gonna come into play. So by coming out this direction, my teres, my rhomboids, my scapula, all that stuff's gonna work a little bit more than my lats will. They'll work at the same time, but it's not gonna be primarily lats. We're not gonna get wide from doing wide grip pull downs. You get big, thick lats from keeping your elbow tight on either a pull down or a row. So if you come out this direction, we're targeting a different part of the back. I've already done all my progressive overload stuff. This is just to get some extra volume in there. So it's pretty light, but I have 3 sets. And the rep range is 12 to 20. The idea here, first set, I'm trying to fail at 20. Second set and third set, I fail in between 12 and 20. The weight stays the same the whole time. Contracting and relaxing, or contracting and trying to keep that contraction as we lower. We want to make sure that we're still using the muscle as we lower, because that's where we get the damage. So that's why controlling the negative is the most important thing. You need to control the negative of whatever it is you're doing, because that's where the muscle growth is going to occur. That's where you're going to get the most muscle breakdown. So spend time there. Contract explosively with control, so don't jerk it down. Use the muscle, and slowly lower. Use the muscle, slowly lower. Easy.